Well, howdy, campers. My name's Brandon, and in case you didn't know, I go camping in places where I probably shouldn't, in order to capture evidence of UFOs, Bigfoot, sea monsters, ghosts, and other things your cousin's roommate swears they saw once. Today, I'm on my way to Cave Rock, along the shore of South Lake Tahoe in Nevada, to capture evidence of Tahoe Tessie. So, thanks for joining me, and welcome to Camping for Cryptids. So looking out over Cave Rock and able to see just the beauty of the day. Some very strange noises seem to be coming from one of the caves up there in Cave Rock. This place is, of course, sacred to the Washoe, and there's even a commemorative plaque here, Tahoe Tessie Cave Rock. So I'm always a fan of reading these small landmark memorials, such as this one right here. And as you can see, I'm standing right in front of Cave Rock. So I'll go ahead and read this for you. Tahoe Tessie Cave Rock. A sacred place to the Washoe tribe of Nevada and California. Cave Rock is the subject of many legends, named for a cave, a remnant of which can be seen some 200 feet above the waterline. This formation was a landmark on the Lake Bigler Toll Road in the early days. Quarried granite blocks, which support the toll road, can still be seen on the west face of Cave Rock. The rock was first tunneled for the construction of a highway in 1931, and the second tunnel was put through in 1957. The Washoe name for the Cave Rock is Tahoe Tessie, which is now listed on the National Register of Historic Places as a traditional cultural property. It is important now, as it has been for thousands of years for the Washoe. Medicine Man meditated and prayed here, and many distinct features help make up our culture. Gifted basket makers, the wisdom of long-preserved legends, and our traditional way of life. Cave Rock is our prominent and sacred site, reflecting our traditional values of respect for the land and Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, the life-sustaining water, the center of the Washoe world. Quote by Washoe Elder. Over the years, people have reported long dark shapes in the water, humps, something serpent-like, pacing boats. But this lake is over 1,600 feet deep, and when you stare into the dark waters, it's easy for your mind to start filling in the blanks. So we're still walking along Cave Rock here in Nevada, looking for opportunities to film Tahoe Tessie, although so far it's been a bright, beautiful day and no signs of any cryptids, but that's to be expected. There's been reports from dentists, law officials, campers, all sorts of folks, but as of so far, there's no sign of any cryptids yet. As I sit here along the shore of Lake Tahoe, next to Cave Rock, I'm fully aware that the chances of actually seeing Tahoe Tessie are pretty slim. And I really don't have the equipment to do a full investigation of the lake. I just want to make it clear that that's really not what this channel is about. To be honest, it's a camping channel, disguised as a cryptid hunting channel. So the chances of actually finding anything on these trips are slim to none. The rules are, though, that I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to give you a false sense that I'm finding something extraordinary when I'm not. I do plan on reviewing the footage afterwards to see if maybe there's something that I missed. But again, the chances are actually pretty slim. The whole goal is to put myself out there, to be in the places where these cryptid sightings have occurred, and maybe by some extraordinary chance, I'll catch something. Looking down into the water here on Lake Tahoe, as there's just this shimmering gold-like substance right here along the beach. It is wintertime, and Lake Tahoe is normally full of people in the summer, so I would imagine that people would be camping at this beach or be out here walking along it in the months of May through early September. But this time of year, I think it's relatively uncommon to have such nice weather, so I guess I'm just kind of lucking out. That being said, it is also nice to have snow on the ground and enjoy a little bit of winter weather. Today is actually, it's February 13th, day before Valentine's Day, and it's a Friday, so like I think Friday the 13th would probably be just about a perfect day in order to encounter some strange phenomenon, hopefully along the side of the beach here any minute now. But whether or not that happens, I'm open to results being poor. In fact, in some situations, I would almost rather that nothing happens. Not saying that it wouldn't be more fun for you, the viewer, to see a ghost sneak up on me or a UFO fly down next to me, but something tells me that those kinds of experiences can be a little hair-raising at times. So, I'm willing to endure these types of things for your benefit, but also for my own when it comes to getting out into the natural world, having a chance to see these beautiful vistas, and exploring what is probably one of the most sought-after, beautiful areas in Northern California. Actually, I should say this is Nevada, but pretty close to the state line. I kind of think it's actually probably just out there somewhere. So I'm gonna keep looking around. If you see any dark shadows in the water, why don't you drop a notification in the comments. This is probably also a good time for me to ask, would it be too much for you to like and subscribe? I'm not sure what that does, but I have a feeling it's something good. I hope that's not asking too much, and if you enjoy coming out here on these walks with me and seeing these panoramic vistas while looking for things that are probably non-existent, then yeah, what's the harm? Lake monsters afoot or not, one thing I can say is that it is absolutely gorgeous here on the shore of Lake Tahoe today. Honestly, I feel like I could really just camp here for tonight. However, I did reserve a campsite at Zephyr Cove campground, which is an RV park. However, I just brought a tent along with me. Now, one thing was that it did say that you couldn't use tents in the RV spots. But when I called to ask if they had any tent spots, the person that I spoke with said that putting a tent down in an RV spot was just fine. The only real problem was that the RV spots cost about $55, whereas tent sites are closer to about $30 to $35. So I just bit the bullet and went ahead and reserved the campsite anyway. And hopefully they won't come along in the night and tell me that what I'm doing is not allowed. So here's crossing our fingers. So I just am going to walk along the shore here for a few more minutes, and then I will probably head back to begin setting up the campsite for a little while. My plan is to unpack the gear, give you a walkthrough of the things that I brought for the night, have a chance to start the dinner plan that I have to get it ready. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to have to start sooner rather than later. But that's the plan. I will be walking along the shore here, though, and the hopes that I do see something. And if by chance a serpentine head pops out of the water, then I'm going to switch over to my camera as quick as possible and clickety-clackety photo attackety. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll see you back at camp, campers. Well, here we are at the registration and receiving station for the Zephyr Cove RV campground. Let's head inside and see if we can get a spot. When I had reserved the site, they said that it was okay if I had a tent. Is that okay? Perfect. Well, here we are. Lucky campsite 164. So this is going to be the spot to set up for the night. I'm going to start taking some stuff out of the car and getting ready for our evening meal here. So let's see what is for dinner. First off, in the car, and I know this isn't exactly environmentally friendly, but paper towels, the sleeping bag, which I'm going to be honest, isn't quite rated for the temperatures that we're supposed to have tonight. So I actually have a secret weapon that I'm planning on using since we're lucky enough to be in a campground that has electrical hookups, and I'll show you what that is here in a minute. All right, next up, the electric range, perfect for the first part of our dinner plans for this evening. We also have sleeping bag sleeve to help curl up cozy and warm for the night. Our most important backpacking tent. This is a Lynx backpacking tent by Alps Mountaineering, and I've used this before. It should be plenty comfortable for spending the night tonight. Next up is just a little footprint, I guess, to put down under the tent just to give me a little extra layer. And to make sure that I don't freeze to death tonight, I have a Nemo Tensor sleeping pad that has insulation and is rated for R5.4. So it's an all-season sleeping pad, and it should keep me nice and warm tonight. Fingers crossed. All right. Next up, a camping lantern, just a little something to keep the lights on tonight. And then, of course, no respectable camper would be at home without a crock pot. So this is what we're going to use for tonight's meal, and I'm going to get that started right now. We are getting ready to set up camp for the night. I'm going to start the meal, and then I'm going to head back over to the lake and do some more observing. But in the meantime, I'm going to start with getting dinner ready. So tonight's camp meal is chili and macaroni and Loch Ness Munster cheese. So we're going to start by browning some of this ground beef. I'm just going to plop this down in here. I was hoping to hear a little sizzle, but I think I need to turn up the heat. Okay, so it should start getting warm, and in the meantime, I'm going to dice up a few peppers and onions. Oh, it's starting to sizzle up a little bit here. Go ahead and start on the onion as well. Okay. And then the green pepper. Alright. Oop. And the other half. There we go. Alright. Back to the chopping. I'm going to go ahead and do the onions. Have a seat here while I do those. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and throw these in. No problem. Keep working here. It's smelling pretty good. I can smell those onions already. Oop. So one of the interesting facts that I can share is that there's actually been, I believe, over 300 Tahoe Tessie sightings, reported Tahoe Tessie sightings, which is a little bit surprising that so many people have reported seeing a lake monster in Lake Tahoe. Now, I have to admit that my love of cryptids began pretty early in life when I was young, but my favorite growing up was the Loch Ness Monster. I don't know if that's because it was a dragon, or it was similar to a dragon, or because it was just kind of cute. I don't know, but I just loved the Loch Ness Monster when I was young. And the song Puff the Magic Dragon was always something that when I heard it, I always thought of the Loch Ness Monster. I thought that it was a similar type creature to Puff the Magic Dragon. And I just loved that song by Peter, Paul, and Mary when I was younger as well. I had a little portable phonograph record player, and I listened to it over and over and over. I just loved it. I'd get tears in my eyes almost every single time I heard it. And I still do to this day. All right, I'm going to stand back up and stir. Yes, it's coming right along here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and open the cans of tomato juice and get those into the crock pot, and then that should be good to go. Here we are. Kidney beans, dark red, as well as Trader Joe's tomato sauce and some diced and fire roasted tomatoes. All right, so here we go, right into the crock pot, which is already warming up pretty nicely, I must say. Ooh, so here we go. Yuck. Slimy bean juice. I'm just glad it's not human bean juice. All right, some tomato sauce. In we go. All right. I'm going to spice this up just a little bit. So in the spice department here, we have some original chili seasoning, ground cumin, some garlic powder and onion powder, along with, this is chili powder, and I think, yeah, the chili beans as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the chili beans in there along with some of this organic beef broth. So at least I can say I had something that was organic in this meal. There we go. All right. I'm going to stir that up. After this simmers for just a few minutes, I am going to add the McCormick chili seasoning here. This little packet of chili seasoning does a great job at starting the chili off, and then a little chili powder and other spices kind of finish it up. Time to jump in and dump in some chili seasoning. Here we go. Almost ready here. And then I'm going to put this in the crock pot. I'm going to set up the tent real fast, and then I will head on over to the lake. Okay. All right, in we go. Oh, oh boy. Okay, everybody, I will catch you in a few. Well, here we are. What started off as a lovely day at the lake is now turning into a lovely evening at the lake. And I've got my Polar Seltzer, a ginger lime mule, that I'm going to enjoy while looking out over the water, waiting for signs of any dark shadows or possible serpentine looking humps. Who knows? This is quite a few miles, well, it's probably 2 miles away from Cave Rock, which is traditionally where Tessie has been spotted. But this is as good a spot as any, in my opinion. It's bound to be as good as any other spot, unless there's some sort of environmental factor that I'm unaware of. If there's maybe like a deep lake cave in the Cave Rock area that leads to possibly another lake somewhere in the area that that this creature might use to travel from one place to another, well, that's a distinct possibility that might lead to sightings going on at that particular spot of Cave Rock. However, it's a big lake, and being here at this moment might be the right place at the right time. So we're going to see what shows up. In the meantime, we'll just relax and enjoy the great outdoors. All right, here we have the Zephyr Cove restaurant. It's actually just right across the street from where I'm camping. It looks like a pretty nice lodge, actually, quite cozy inside. So as we walk by, we're gonna take a little peek in there and see what they have going on. Oh God, there's people all over the place. They're definitely going to be looking at me. So luckily, the gate, the fence, is chained off, so I've saved myself quite a bit of embarrassment probably, and I'm okay with that. All day long I've seen people walking down this little pier in the water, and I've really wanted to try it, but I felt a little self-conscious about talking to a camera as I'm walking along, taking a long walk on a short pier. But I think that for the most part everyone is cleared off, so I'm actually going to go ahead and brave it. Oops, so I'm just going to climb up on the plank here and take a little stroll. It actually looks like it's slightly fenced off, but there is a little squeezy spot that I can get through. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make my little way up. Whew, I made it. Yeah, it's amazing how clear the water is in Lake Tahoe. There's not much going on down there, but it is still visible even with the last waning light of twilight. I can still see just barely down to the bottom of the water, and yeah, it's only a few feet deep here. I don't know if the camera sensor will pick it up, but yeah, actually it does a pretty good job. So yeah, it's amazing how clear this water is, and that's one thing that a lot of the local restaurants and hotels seem to emphasize, is that their water comes straight from the lake. So yeah, keep Tahoe blue, as they say. So yeah, we're just passing this little boat here behind me, and yeah, looks like a fun little skiff to take a ride on. But certainly won't be trying that tonight, that's for sure. Here's the Tahoe Paradise. It looks like some kind of a tourism vessel. I'm sure that they get quite a few people to hop on board for a 3-hour tour. Looks pretty empty at the moment. I'm not going to get too close to the water, but I will peer over the side just to search for any lake monsters that might be down here. Yeah, not a sign. Yeah, I'll go a little closer here. I don't know if you can see, but the pier is pretty short. I'm not sure how stable this is, or how stable I am. I don't want to go for a dip with the camera. And it does actually look pretty deep at this point. So yeah, there's probably, it looks like at least 5-6 feet of water. Maybe, gosh, it could be close to 10 feet of water, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna stay a little closer back and just enjoy these last few moments of light as the sun sets behind the mountains. Yeah, just beautiful. While I'm waiting for the chili to finish cooking, I'm going to go ahead and set up my tent. I'm probably not going to keep the rain fly on it tonight, just because I want to see the stars. So, the first thing is to blow up my sleeping pad here. I'm going to turn on my headlamp here so I can see what's going on. Okay, it comes with this little bag that you use to inflate it, and apparently, yeah, you blow into the bag. into the tent it goes. That's looking quite cozy already. Okay, time to roll out the sleeping bag. Put that in here. Yes. Oh, that should be okay. Yes. Uh-huh. All right. So far, so good. Okay, sleeping bag down. Next. All right, here's my pro tip. It's how to start a fire with some dryer lint. I've got a TP roll here, and I've stuffed it full of dryer lint, and I'm going to use it to get this fire going. Just remember that if you leave dryer lint in your vent for too long without cleaning it out, this is what could happen. Yes, there we go. That should do it. All right, it is almost dinner time, campers, so I am just going to, while the noodles are boiling here, I've got the secret ingredient. I'm going to grate up some Munster cheese for our chili, macaroni, and Loch Ness Munster cheese. Just a little more here. I think might as well use the whole block. Make it extra cheesy. I know that there's a saying that goes along with that, but I'm not going to touch it with the 10-foot pole. Yeah, they're almost there. They're still just a little al dente. I think I can use one of these pie pans and just like a gold prospector, I can pour the macaroni water from one to the other. All right, I'll give it a shot. I'll let you know how it works out, and then we'll be back here for dinner in no time. Hey campers, it is grub time, and here is our macaroni and Loch Ness Munster cheese, and then here is our chili that we've been waiting so long for. I'm going to give it a stir. Oops. I think the way that we're going to start this out, putting some of this mac and cheese here into, oh gosh, it's already starting to set up in the cold, into the pan, and yes, just make it, whoop. Oh boy. So, probably about that much of the mac and Loch Ness Munster cheese. Here we go. Yes. There we go. More. Maybe one more spoonful here. That'll do it. All right. So there we are. So I'm just going to mix this up. I'm going to stir it up real good, and then I'm going to dig in. So after stirring it all up, that's what we got. I know it looks pretty crazy, but I'm betting it's pretty good. It feels so good to hold the yes. Ooh. Yeah, that absolutely hits the spot. Well, campers, we did it. We went to Cave Rock, we scanned the shores, we scanned from the skies, and we didn't see Tessie. But this place doesn't give up its secrets that easily. Lake Tahoe is a lot darker and a lot deeper than it seems at first glance. So, the people of the Native American Washoe tribe considered this place sacred because it was powerful. And so, it's not surprising that it's still powerful today. Maybe Tahoe Tessie isn't about proving something exists, but about what we wonder, what we want to be there. Although if there is a 60-foot lake monster standing behind me now, I sure would like to know. Whether Tahoe Tessie is real or just a story that's persistent doesn't really matter, because Lake Tahoe is still one of the most incredible places on Earth. And sometimes that mystery is the best part. Well, campers, it has been quite a day. After that meal, I am all tuckered out and ready for a good night's sleep. The tent is nice and cozy. I am feeling pretty good in here at the moment. Even though it's about 27 degrees outside, the electric blanket is keeping my toes warm, and I don't even have any socks on. I am really looking forward to a good night's sleep tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to say thank you for everyone who has watched this adventure so far. And this is the first of many adventures of camping for cryptids. So I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen next, but I will say that California is full of cryptids. There's so many different monsters everywhere that and just crazy things. So, of course, Mount Shasta is in the future, and also the Sierra Sounds, where Bigfoot speech was recorded, is not very far from my home in Sacramento. So I'm planning on venturing out to many of these different places within the state of California, and hopefully you will join me for those adventures like you've joined me for this one. And with that, I'm going to wish everybody a very pleasant evening, and I will see you in the morning. What is this? Could it be? Is this? It is. It's Tahoe Tessie. I finally found Tahoe Tessie. I can't believe it. Come on. Let me ride on top of the head. Oh boy. Oh boy. Can't believe finally found her. After all this time. It's Tahoe Tessie. Yes. Yes. Oh, Tahoe Tessie, you are the best. Well, good night, campers. Morning. Well, I made it through the night. Slept pretty well. The electric blanket was very much needed. It would have been too cold had it not been for the electric blanket. So, I'm going to get ready to head on out, pack up stuff, pack up camp, and make a little breakfast, and then I'm going to be on my way. Well, camp is all packed up, and I am going to hit the road here. It has been a successful trip if you consider that nothing really happened that was extraordinary, and that's okay with me. I think there's many mysteries left here to be investigated. I will definitely be coming back to South Lake Tahoe sometime to investigate Tessie a little more, and maybe some of the other local cryptids in the area as well. Those water babies sounded pretty tantalizing, so I think we'll see more of Cave Rock, and I think that maybe I'll find another place to stay next time, although I really did like this campground with its electricity. There were a lot of RVs here, as you can see, so I hate to disturb all these happy campers. All right, I'll see you soon. I'm headed on back to Sacramento. Maybe one last stop at the lake, and I'll see you then. Bye, campers. It has been an absolutely gorgeous trip. I appreciate everybody's support, and thank you for being here and joining me. And until next time, campers, stay safe and keep camping for cryptids.